The bee, Surah An-Nahl. An-Nahl, Surah An-Nahl. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful. The command of Allah has come, so do not rush it. Glory be to Him, exalted above what they associate. He sends down the angel of the Spirit by His command upon whom He wills of His servants. Give warning that there is no God but me, and fear me. He creates the heavens and the earth with justice. He is exalted above the associations they attribute. He created the human being from a drop of fluid, yet he becomes an open adversary, and the livestock he created them for you, and them are warmth and benefits for you, and of them you eat. And there is beauty in them for you when you bring them home and when you drive them to pasture, and they carry your loads to territory. The territory you could not have reached without great hardship. Your Lord is clement and merciful, and the horses and the mules and the donkeys for you to ride and for luxury, and He creates what you don't know. It is for Allah point out the past, but some of them are flawed. Had He willed, He could have guided you all. It is He who sends down for you from the sky water, from it is drink, and with it grows vegetation for grazing, and He produced for you grains with it, and olives, and date palms, and grapes, and all kinds of fruits. Surely and that is a sign for people who think. And He regulates for you the night and the day, and the sun and the moon, and the stars are disposed by His command. Surely and that are signs for people who ponder. And whatsoever He created for you on earth is of diverse colors. Surely and that is a sign for people who are mindful. And it is He who made the sea to serve you, that you may eat from it tender meat, and extract from it ornaments that you wear, and you see the ships plowing through it as you seek His bounty, so that you may give thanks. And He casts mountains on the earth, lest it shifts with you, and the rivers and roads, so that you may be guided, and landmarks, and by the stars they guide themselves. Is He who creates like Him who does not create? Will you not take a lesson? And if you try to emulate the favors of Allah, you will not be able to count them. Allah is forgiving and merciful, and Allah knows what you hide and what you disclose. Those they invoke besides Allah create nothing but are themselves created. They are dead, not alive, and they do not know when they will be resurrected. And Allah knows what you hide and what you disclose, and if you try to enumerate the favors of Allah, you will not be able to count them. Allah is forgiving and merciful, and Allah knows what you hide and what you disclose. Those they invoke besides Allah create nothing but are themselves created. They are dead, not alive, and they do not know when they will be resurrected. Your God is one God. As for those who do not believe in the hereafter, their hearts are in denial, and they are arrogant. Without a doubt, Allah knows what they conceal and what they reveal. He does not like the arrogant. And when it is said to them, what has your Lord sent down? They say, legends of the ancients. So let them carry their loads complete on the day of resurrection. And some of the loads of those they misguided without knowledge, evil is what they carry. Those before them also shamed, but Allah took their structures from the foundations, and the roof caved in on them. The punishment came at them from where they did not perceive. Then on the day of resurrection He will disgrace them and say, where are my associates? For those sake He used to dispute. Those who were given knowledge will say, today shame and misery are upon the disbelievers, those wronging their souls while the angels are taking them away. They will propose peace. We did no wrong. Yes, you did. Allah is aware of what you used to do. Enter the gates of hell and to dwell therein forever. Miserable is the residence of the arrogant, and it will be said to those who maintain piety, what has your Lord revealed? They will say, goodness. To those who do good in this world is goodness, and the home of the hereafter is even better. How wonderful is the residence of the pious, the guardians of the gardens of perpetuity, which they will enter, beneath which rivers flow, where they will have whatever they desire. Thus Allah rewards the pious. Those who are in a wholesome state, when the angels take them, will say, peace be upon you, enter paradise for what you used to do. Are they but waiting for the angels to come to them, or for the command of your Lord to arrive. Those before them did likewise. Allah did not wrong them, but they used to wrong their own souls. So the evils of their deed assailed them, and what they used to ridicule engulfed them. The idolater said, had Allah willed, we would not have worshipped anything besides Him, neither us nor our ancestors, nor would we have prohibited anything besides His prohibitions. Those before them did likewise. Are the messengers responsible for anything but clear communication? To every community we sent a messenger. Worship Allah and avoid idolatry. Some of them Allah guided, while others reserved misguidance. So travel through the earth and see what the fate of the deniers was. Even though you may be concerned about their guidance, Allah does not guide those who misguide, and they will have no saviors. And they swear by Allah with their most solemn oaths, Allah will not resurrect anyone who dies. Yes, indeed, it is a promise binding on Him, but most people do not know. To clarify for them what they differed about, and for the faithless to know that they were liars. When we intend for something to happen, we say to it, be, and it becomes. Those who emigrate for Allah's sake after being persecuted, we will settle them in a good place in this world, but the reward of the hereafter is greater if they only knew. Those who endure patiently and in their Lord they put their trust, we did not send before you except man whom we inspired. So ask the people of knowledge if you do not know of the clarifications and the scriptures, and we reveal to you the reminder, that you may clarify to the people what was revealed to them, and that they may reflect. To those who shame evils feel secure that Allah will not cause the earth to cave in with them, or that the punishment will not come upon them from where they do not perceive, or that He will not seize them during their activities and they will not be able to prevent it, or that He will not seize them while in dread. Your Lord is gentle and merciful. Have they not observed what Allah has created? Their shadows revolve from the right and the left, bowing to Allah as they shrink away. To Allah bows down everything in the heavens and earth, everything in the heavens and everything on earth, every living creature and the angels, and without being proud. They fear their Lord above them, and they do what they are commanded. Allah has said, do not take two gods. He is only one God, so fear only me. To Him belongs everything in the heavens and the earth, and to Him obedience is due always. Do you then fear anyone other than Allah? Whatever blessing you have is from Allah, and when harm touches you, it is to Him that you groan. But when He lifts the harm from you, some of you associate others with their Lord, to show ingratitude for what we have given them. Enjoy yourselves, you will soon know. And they allocate to something they do not know a share of what we have provided for them. By Allah, you will be questioned about what you have been inventing. And they attribute to Allah daughters. Exalted is He, and for themselves what they desire. And when one of them is given news of a female infant, his face darkens and he chokes with grief. He hides from the people because of the bad news given to him. Shall he keep it in humiliation or bury it in the dust? Evil is the decision they make. Those who do not believe in the hereafter set a bad example, while Allah sets the highest example. He is the mighty, the wise. He is the mighty, the wise. If Allah were to hold mankind for their injustice, He would not leave upon it a single creature, but He postpones them until an appointed time. Then when their time arrives, they will not delay it by 1 hour, nor will they advance it. And they attribute to Allah what they themselves dislike, while their tongues utter the lie that there is the goodness. Without a doubt, for them is the fire, and they will be neglected. By Allah, we sent messengers to communities before you, but Satan made their deeds appear alluring to them. He is their master today, and they will have a painful punishment. We reveal to you the scripture only to clarify for them what they differ about, and guidance and mercy for people who believe. Allah sends down water from the sky, with which He revives the earth after its death, and this is a sign for people who listen. And there is a lesson for you in the cattle. We give you drink from their bellies, from between waste and blood, pure milk refreshing to the drinkers, and from the fruits of date palms and grapevines you derive sugar and wholesome food, and this is a sign for people who understand. And your Lord inspired the bees, set up hives in the mountain and in the trees and in what they construct. Then eat of all the fruits and go along the pathways of your Lord with precision. From their bellies emerges a fluid of diverse colors containing healing for the people. Surely, and this is a sign for people who reflect, Allah created you, then He takes you away. Some of you will be brought back to the worst age, so that He will no longer know anything after having acquired knowledge. Allah is omniscient and omnipotent. Allah has favored some of you over others in livelihood. Those who are favored would not give their properties to their servants to the extent of making them partners in it. Will they then renounce Allah's blessings? Allah has given you mates from among yourselves and has produced for you from your mates children and grandchildren and has provided you with good things. Will they then believe in falsehood and refuse Allah's favor? And yet they serve besides Allah, or possess no provisions for them in the heavens nor on earth, nor are they capable. So do not cite the examples for Allah. Allah knows and you do not know. Allah cites the example of a bonded slave who has no power over anything, and someone to whom we have given plentiful provision, from which she gives secretly and openly. Are they equal in comparison? All praise belongs to Allah, but most of them do not know. And Allah cites the example of two men, one of them dumb, unable to do anything, and is a burden on his master. Whichever way he directs him, he achieves nothing good. Is he equal to him who commands justice and is on a straight path? To Allah belongs the unseen of the heavens and the earth. The coming of the hour is only as the twinkling of the eye, or even nearer. Allah has power over everything. Allah brought you out of your mother's wombs, not knowing anything, and He gave you the hearing and the eyesight and the brains that you may give thanks. Have they not seen the birds flying in the midst of the sky? None sustain them except Allah, and this are signs for people who believe. And Allah has given you in your homes habitats for you, and has provided for you out of the heights of livestock portable homes for you, so you can use them when you travel and when you camp, and from their wool and fur and hair furnishings and comfort for a while. And Allah has made for you shade out of what He has created, and has given you resorts in the mountains, and has given you garments to protect you from the heat, and garments to protect you from your violence. Thus He completes His blessings upon you so that you may submit. But if they turn away, your only duty is clear communication. They recognize Allah's blessing, but then deny it, as most of them are ungrateful. On the day when we raise up a witness from every community, those who disbelieve will not be permitted, nor will they be excused. When those who did wrong see the punishment, it will not be lightened for them, nor will they be reprieved. And when the idolaters see their associates, they will say, "Oh Lord, these are our associates whom we used to invoke besides you." They will strike back at them with the saying, "Surely you are liars." On that day they will offer their submission to Allah, and what they had invented will abandon them. Those who disbelieve and obstruct from Allah's path, we will add punishment to their punishment on account of the mischief they used to make. On the day when we raise in every community a witness against them from among them, and bring you as a witness against these, we have revealed to you the book as an explanation of all things, and guidance and mercy and good news for those who submit. Allah commands justice and goodness and generosity towards relatives, and He forbids immorality and injustice and oppression. He advises you so that you may take heed. Fulfill Allah's covenant, and when you make a covenant, and do not break your oaths after ratifying them. You have made Allah your guarantor, and Allah knows what you do. And do not be like her who unravels her yarn, breaking it into pieces after she has spun it strongly, nor use your oaths as means of deception among you, because one community is more prosperous than another. Allah is testing you thereby. On the day of resurrection, He will make clear to you everything you had disputed about. Had Allah willed, He would have made you one congregation But he leaves astray whom he wills, and he guides whom he wills, and you will surely be questioned about what you used to do. And do not use your oaths to deceive one another, so that a foot may not slip after being firm, and you taste misery because you hindered from Allah's path, and incur a terrible torment. And do not exchange Allah's covenant for a small prize. What is with Allah is better for you, if you only knew. What you have runs out, but what is with Allah remains. We will reward those who are patient according to the best of their deeds. Whoever works righteousness, whether male or female, while being a believer, we will grant him a good life, and we will reward them according to the best of what they used to do. When you read the Quran, seek refuge with Allah from Satan the outcast. He has no authority over those who believe and trust in their Lord. His authority is only over those who follow him and those who associate others with him. When we substitute a verse in place of another verse, and Allah knows best what he reveals, they say you are an impostor, but most of them do not know. Say the Holy Spirit has brought it down from your Lord, truthful, in order to stabilize those who believe, and as guidance and good news for those who submit. We are well aware that they say it is a human being who is teaching him, but the tongue of him they allude to is foreign, while this is a clear Arabic tongue. Those who do not believe in Allah's revelations, Allah will not guide them, and for them is a painful punishment. It is those who do not believe in Allah's revelations who fabricate falsehood. These are the liars. Whoever renounces faith in Allah after having believed, except for someone who was compelled while his heart rests securely in faith, but whoever willingly opens up his heart to disbelieve, upon them falls wrath from Allah, and for them is a tremendous torment. That is because they have preferred the worldly life to the hereafter, and because Allah does not guide the people who refuse. It is they whom Allah has sealed their hearts and their hearing and their sight. It is they who are the heedless. There is no doubt that in the hereafter they will be the losers. But then your Lord, for those who emigrate after being persecuted, then struggled and persevered, your Lord thereafter is forgiving and merciful. On the day when every soul will come pleading for itself, and every soul will be paid in full for what it has done, and they will not be wronged, then Allah cites the example of a town that was secure and peaceful, with its livelihood coming to it abundantly from every direction, but then it turned unappreciative of Allah's blessings, so Allah made it taste the rope of hunger and fear because of what they used to craft. A messenger from among them had come to them, but they denounced them, so the punishment seized them in the midst of their wrongdoing. Eat of the lawful and good things Allah has provided for you, and be thankful for Allah's blessing. If it is Him that you serve, He has forbidden you carrion and blood and the flesh of swine and anything consecrated to other than Allah. But if anyone is compelled by necessity without being deliberate or malicious, then Allah is forgiving and merciful. And do not say of falsehood asserted by your tongues, this is lawful and this is unlawful, in order to invent lies and attribute them to Allah. Those who invent lies and attribute them to Allah will not succeed. A brief enjoyment, when then they will have a painful punishment. For those who are Jews, we have prohibited what we revealed to you before. We did not wrong them, but they used to wrong their own selves. But towards those who do wrongs in ignorance and then repent afterwards and reform, your Lord thereafter is forgiving and merciful. Abraham was an exemplary leader, devoted to Allah, a monotheist, and was not of the polytheists. Thankful for his blessings, He chose him and guided him to a straight path. And He chose him and guided him to a straight path. And we gave him goodness in this world, and in the hereafter he will be among the righteous. Then we inspired you, follow the religion of Abraham, the monotheist. He was not an idol worshipper. The Sabbath was decreed only for those who differed about it. Your Lord will judge between them on the day of resurrection regarding their differences. Invite to the way of your Lord with wisdom and good advice, and debate with them in the most dignified manner. Your Lord is aware of those who stray from His path, and He is aware of those who are guided. If you were to retaliate to the same degree as the injury done to you, but if you resort to patience, it is better for the patient. So be patient. Your patience is solely from Allah. and do not grieve over them, and do not be stressed by their schemes, and Allah is with those who are righteous and those who are virtuous.